What's going on, friends? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. As of July 1st, 2018, I started my official third year at Texas A&M InterVarsity, but also my fourth year overall with InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. So I've been away from College Station for a little while. I was traveling from Madison to Dallas and Waco and kind of going all here and there. So I haven't been able to really sit down and write out proper update for the year yet. So I just figured, why not make a video for you to watch instead? This video hopefully will be able to kind of inform you on what's going on with me personally, but also what God is doing within the ministry here in College Station. So first up, it's been about 2 years. The first year we had about 65 total students coming out to our events. And as of the end of the 2017-2018 school year, we had about 95 total students coming out to our small groups, our large groups, and also other events that we're hosting throughout the week. And so with that has come an increase in student involvement. And so at the end of last year, we had about 14 total student leaders. Now we have about 20 plus with a few volunteers from students here and there that are involved in growing the ministry, but also developing their own relationship with Christ and their own walk with God. But even some more exciting news, we had about 35 students make significant decisions in their relationship with Jesus this past year. Whether those students had made decisions to step into a deeper trust with Jesus, 6 of those 35 decisions were to follow Jesus for the very first time in their life. All the other decisions were recommitments of their faith, or even deciding to let Jesus have complete control, or completely surrendering parts of their life to God, which are all equally worthy of praising God for and celebrating as well. And so by the end of our big student conference, Rec Week, more on that later, we had a total of 394 students make significant decisions to follow Jesus from Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and now Louisiana. Imagine if all 394 of those students who made significant decisions in their relationship with Jesus shared the gospel or shared their experiences with at least just 2 other friends. That's about 800 total students then hearing the gospel, but also experiencing Jesus as well this next year. And we're hoping to see something exactly like that at Texas A&M this next year. So AAIV is a part of a national evangelism initiative where we hope to see God moments turn into these God movements. And to kind of help in that effort, we have one small group specifically dedicated towards students who don't identify as Christian, but are curious about learning more about who Jesus is. But before I go any further, I want to take some time to thank every single one of you who has checked up on me this past year. Thank you to those who have checked up on how the ministry is going, even just throughout the year. But in addition to that, also how I've been doing personally. Not just in a spiritual sense, but those who have paid for meals or asked how I'm doing beyond just the work that I'm doing. It's been a real joy and pleasure to stay connected to each and every single one of you. I've seen some growth even within myself that I wanted to take time to share with you what's been going on with me personally, but also professionally in my development. I've had awesome opportunities to invest in great student leaders, and we've seen a lot of fruit in the ways that our ministry is growing more as a student-led movement. So I got to spend a lot of time investing in my core team members, my vision team, who are the leaders of leaders within my fellowship. But also this past June, I got to stop by Madison, Wisconsin, and stop by for their annual orientation for new staff. InterVarsity hosts this ONS conference for every class of new staff that are coming in, but this time I got to go as a small group leader, helping to shepherd and develop new staff that are coming in this year. In addition to that, I've been able to speak at different campuses, such as Baylor University and the University of Texas at Austin, and Texas A&M University, at their large groups, even teaching seminars or workshops, or even just teaching sessions at different conferences. It's been a joy to be able to do that. That's something I've learned that I love doing. Public speaking or just teaching in general is just something that I've enjoyed. So it's been really cool to invest more into that part of my professional development. And I talked about Rec Week a little bit earlier. And that's a conference that had a huge impact on me personally as a student when I went for the first time even back in 2013. And so this year I got to be a part of the planning process for the program team. And it's been really cool even just to put my film degree into use, but also have a part in planning something that had a huge impact on me personally, but also see other students respond to this conference in the same ways that I did, if not more. Also this past year, God's been really growing my heart for fraternity and sorority students. I know there's Greek InterVarsity's ministry that holds conferences every year. This year I got to attend Greek conference in LA. There I got to see God's heart really stir within me for students who are a part of the Greek system. Knowing just how much God loves them and how much God wants to do through them on the campus, I knew this was something that God was asking me to take home. And so even this next year, my hope is to humbly approach this idea of doing ministry in the Greek system and with Greek students, even in the state of Texas. And finally, for some personal updates, 2018, I just kind of self-declared it as my year. I feel like this is a year that God's wanting to do a lot just in my personal life, and I feel there's a lot of ways that I haven't really made the best use of my time or my energy or even taking care of myself. And so I got a gym membership to take care of my physical health as well as change up a good bit of my diet. I invested into some counseling sessions to take care of my mental health because I realized the work that I've been doing for so long, I wasn't taking enough time to rest and take care of myself. I'm also taking steps to dig deeper into church community. My hope is to dig deeper into a community around here for people my age and see what God has for me in that sense, to invest in my spiritual and also just emotional health. And though College Station can seem like a harder place to really plant my life at times as someone in my situation, I know that God's coaching me and guiding me into a healthier and better life here, and I believe that. And thank you so much for those who have watched this video up until this point. Or for those who have skipped towards the end of the video, you're right in time for the prayer requests or the big prayer points. This year, like I said, I hope to continue that trajectory into a healthier me, essentially diligence in time, growing in self-discipline, and just really being the person that I know I can be. Also this year, our global missions conference that InterVarsity participates in, Urbana, it's happening this year, right before New Year's. So it only happens once every 3 years, and last time around about 16,000 total attendees came to hear the word, to worship together, but also receive their calling, to see what it looks like to join in that global movement that God has set out for us, and what is their role in that. And so this year I'm hoping to bring students from Texas A&M, AAIV specifically, into that conference. And while I want as many students to go as possible, it's a little bit pricey. It's at the point that I'm filming this video, the cost to register, just to register, is $515. The conference is happening in St. Louis, Missouri, so with that comes travel, comes hotel or housing. And so with that comes a lot of need. There's not a lot of college students who have about 515 just kind of sitting there. And as we're hoping to still develop funds to send students there, we're praying for the financial need to be met, for students to not feel like they can't go and experience this conference just because of the financial cost. Like, that's the last reason I want them to not go. So if you're interested in either giving towards scholarship funds or just sponsoring a student to go, feel free to contact me, and I'd love to give you the right information on that. And speaking of financial generosity, thank you so much for those who have partnered with the ministry this past year and years past. Your gifts make the work on campus possible, and this ministry, our ministry, move forward. At the end of my second year at Texas A&M, the total funding was around 75%, and that's amazing considering your generosity and what you've done to make this possible. And coming this next year, I'm hoping to raise that last 25% of my annual budget by having partners join in this ministry, totaling to about $1,000 more a month. So whether it's 10 people giving, 10 individuals giving at $100 a month, or 20 giving at $50, and so on and so forth, or any combination of such, I'm hoping to see God's mission move forward on campus. And I know that there are people out there that are excited to do the work on campus, and even though you can't physically be here to partner with me in this ministry, what would it look like for you to consider what God is inviting you to do, whether it's giving financially, praying for the ministry, or even coming here yourself? Would you consider joining me and being a part of God's story on the college campus? And for those who have been giving financially and feel led to continue giving, thank you so much. If you want to just continue giving, there's nothing else you really need to do other than maybe update your donor information at the link below. But I'd also like to invite you to consider praying, whether it's God asking you to continue giving the same amount or increasing that monthly donation. And if that be the case, what would it look like for you to invest deeper into the mission here? The Spirit is moving on campus. I believe that, and I know that He wants to do something big. There's something big coming. So would you join me in that? If you'd like to partner with the ministry, go ahead and follow this link here, and I'd be happy to follow up with you, meet with you, even share with you what ways you could deeper partner with us. Thanks again for watching this whole video, and I hope to catch up with you guys sometime soon. I miss you guys, love you all dearly, hope you're doing well. I'll see you around. I'm gonna make some dinner.